Warning, the following show contains strong language as well as heavily opinionated thoughts. If you're easily offended or cannot handle the opinions of others, you should close this video now. Hello, welcome to the very first episode of Season 2 of That Video Game Show. I'm Nick Evancho, and today I'm going to be playing Turok Dinosaur Hunter for the Nintendo 64, which was published by Acclaim and Iguana Entertainment. Yeah. They always keep this whole little Turok killing the iguana dude in the beginning. It's pretty cool. And then we're set up with this really cool intro Turok and his awesome bow, getting ready to shoot at his logo. Yeah, gotta love that. So I'm gonna put some cheat codes on because, well, they're in the game, and nothing too hardcore, just unlimited ammo, infinite lives, and all weapons. Fun fact, if you hit reset, it actually keeps the cheat code, which I'll put in the description. I think it's like an abbreviation for on the 8th day God created Turok. It's weird, but it's cool. We're just presented with a little bit of storyline, which I'll get into now. Alright, the story revolves around Talset, a warrior of Sequin descent on his quest to stop the Campaigner, an evil overlord who seeks an ancient alien weapon known as the Chronoscepter, a weapon so powerful that it was broken into 8 separate pieces and scattered to the distant corners of the Lost Land to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. The Campaigner plans on using a focusing array to magnify the Chronoscepter's power, destroying the barrier that separates the Lost Land from the rest of the universe. Turok vows to find the Chronoscepter's 8 pieces and prevent the Campaigner's scheme. Does the game tell you this? No. How did I find this? The internet. Mostly Wikipedia, but that's what I'm saying. Why is that not in the game? All it starts as a weird HUD thing, and we're just left to guess the storyline. I mean, maybe it was in the manual. I don't have the manual anymore, and anybody who's going to play this game now doesn't have the manual, so it's kind of pointless, but I digress. Alright, so if you're watching this, you obviously know that I played this before, and now I'm talking over it because I'm skilled, but I'm not that skilled that I can remember all this stuff and still talk over it. So this is like, I think, my third time recording this, because I ran through the whole game. Well, not the whole game, like what I knew I was going to play for you guys, and then I came back to it. The reason why I put on all the weapons was so you guys could see them all, and I'll switch between every one of them throughout the entire playthrough. So if you guys wanted to see which, you've never played the game and you wanted to see which one of them's, you know, were really awesome and really cool. Personal favorite is the exploding shotgun shells, which is the automatic shotgun, and between this Gatling gun's pretty cool. But oh god, I guess I'm gonna get into some history on this game while you watch me do the awesome platforming that is this game. Turok first appeared in books published by Western Publishing through licensee Dell Comics in December 1954. Valiant Comics received the series and published the first issue of their Turok series in '93. Video game publisher Acclaim Entertainment bought Valiant for $65 million in '94 and acquired Iguana Entertainment for $5 million a year later. Development of Turok commenced in 1996. While loosely based on the comic book, they wished to take the franchise in a more action-oriented direction, and it was originally conceived as a third-person action-adventure game like Super Mario 64, Crash Bandicoot, or Tomb Raider. The game's primary development platform was for the Nintendo 64, as it was stronger than computers at the time, but it was later ported to the PC as well. At the time, the game did not meet the holiday '96 release, but the developers were so impressed with the amount of pre-orders that they instead announced a sequel titled Turok Dinosaur Hunter 2, which was later changed. Alright, so coming up right over here on the left is a save point. There's very few of these in actual levels, and if you die and get a game over, you kind of have to play a lot of the level over, if not all of it. It's kind of a flaw, but I don't really understand how else they would do it unless, I don't know, but I'm not going to use it because there's no point in using it. But, alright, here we go. This is the Chronoscepter, and this thing is a boss. Just check this bitch out. Look. That's a little bit of overkill, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, and then, I think this is like a plasma cannon or something. This one's even more ridiculous. This one's pretty sweet, though. Alright, yeah, I'm going back to the shotgun. Alright, so I'm going to fill you guys in with a little bit more information about the history of this game. Finally, Acclaim's first entry in the Turok franchise, titled Turok Dinosaur Hunter, was released on February 28, 1997 for the Nintendo 64, and November 30th, 1997 on Microsoft Windows. The game was such a huge success it sold 1.5 million copies and boosted the sales of the Nintendo 64. It also went on to produce 11 more games over the next 11 years. Wow, 11 games in 11 years. A new game every year. Too bad that there hasn't been a new one since 2008, and honestly, I don't know if there ever really will be another Turok game, and it's kind of sad because I collected the Turok comics, and I really like Turok a lot. So, kind of upsets me to think that there'll never be a new game. Some of the reasons being online that they were saying that, well, it would be a bigger gamble now if a studio chose to do Turok, because the company's going to have to gamble on a game that hasn't been around since 2008. And if that last one, oh god, it was awful. I hated that game. Yeah, the one on the PS3 that they just titled Turok was a reboot. Don't play that one. You want to play Turok, play this one. I mean, me and Kenny, we were going to do an entire Let's Play of that game. And I was telling him, like, please do it. I want to see this whole game. And he's like, Nick, this game is seriously hard. It's way too fucking hard. And I was like, there's no way it's that bad. And I picked up the controls and I was like, what the fuck did they do to Turok? I mean, looking at this game now, it doesn't seem like it aged that badly. I mean, there are some games that were developed around the same time period that look like straight ass now. The two of the things that kind of irritate me now are the rampant repeating of textures everywhere and the Silent Hill-like fog that they use to cover draw distances. Now, you can't really blame them for that because they used it probably to hide what they couldn't figure out back then. But they did fix it in later releases of Turok. Alright, now, I have to comment on the amazing sound and music in this game, because when you shoot somebody and they're dying and you hear them gargling on their own blood, it sounds really realistic, especially for a game made in '97. And secondly, those awesome drum beats in that background, it makes you feel like you're a Native American in the Lost Lands, just shooting the shit out of raptors and time people. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. Alright, so right now I picked up some spiritual invincibility, which Turok starts tripping balls and starts shooting shit and everything goes in slow motion and rainbow colors, and there's actually a cheat where you can play the whole game like this, although I have no idea why you'd want to, because you'd probably get a serious headache after like 10 minutes of doing it. But I do kind of like it a little bit, but I'd never play the whole game like that. As for difficulty, there is no actual difficulty setting, but like most games without one, it starts off relatively easy and just gets harder as you go along. Moving on to controls. The analog stick is used for looking and aiming. The C buttons control your movement. This can be a little jarring at first, but after 5 minutes it kind of feels like second nature. The A and B buttons change your weapon select. The Z button fires the weapon. The D-pad toggles between run and walk. The L button toggles your map, and the R button you use to jump. The game is essentially a first-person shooter that takes the run-and-gun elements of Doom and marries it with the exploration mechanics of Tomb Raider. At the start of the game, you must make your way to the central hub, which contains portals to 7 other stages. Talset must find keys scattered across stages, which in turn unlock the other levels. Finding the keys can be a huge pain in the ass, especially with the level's fog, making it sometimes impossible to find out where you are. Throughout your journey, you'll be running, swimming, climbing, and most irritatingly, jumping. Now, I could go on a rant about how frustrating it is, but if you've already played the game, you know, and if you haven't, just trust me, it's a nightmare. The game features a plethora of weapons, 14 to be exact. The weapons range from a knife and a bow to more devastating weapons such as a fusion cannon and a chronoscepter. Hey, could you tell I read that? Yeah, pretty sure. I had to make sure I got everything that you guys needed to know about this game, so I wrote it all down and kind of read it, but it is what it is, but unfortunately that's kind of all the stuff I got left to read. So now you just get my voice for like the next 20 minutes, or 15. So now I get to explain more in depth on what's going on with the game. So right now I'm looking for another key. I've already found most of the ones in the level. You think you can push start and it'll tell you exactly how many you found in each level. It's kind of helpful, although I wish there was an easier way to find all the keys in every fucking level. So this part is probably the only part in the whole game where I'm playing this, and I wanted to test out more weapons, but it doesn't go very well, and you'll see right here, I start getting shot to shit. That weapon is pretty ballin', I like that weapon. I don't know what the fuck's happening with the sound there either. But speaking more on the controls, I remember when I decided I was going to do this game for you guys, and I picked it up and started playing it, and I was like, oh, I don't think I can do this, because the controls are so weird. But then after a while, like I was saying before, you do kind of get used to it. And it's actually not bad, and it's kind of ingenious the way they made it work, because there's no dual analog sticks for the Nintendo 64, so it is kind of a pioneer to the first-person shooter, if you think about it. There's fucking beetles and bugs, and I guess I could elaborate a little bit more on the jumping. So when you jump, you have to keep holding forward or up on the C button, or Turok will literally just stop in midair. He doesn't like have the auto jump thing, which is kind of annoying, but you get over it, and once you learn how to do it and quicker, it's not that bad. So this is my favorite weapon right here. I love this gun, especially when it's got those exploding shells. Yeah, he put up a lot of fight. So now we're making it to the central hub, where you put in all the keys. Now I chose to do level 3 after this, because level 2 was just another jungle level. And as you can see, this next one's going to be the Ancient City. So the Ancient City is kind of my personal favorite. It's got a really cool boss fight at the end of it. And it's where you get you're supposed to get the pulse rifle. You get it from the boss in this level. They really took the whole fog to a whole new level in this one. I really like those skeleton people too. Like, I'm not exactly sure what they're supposed to be or even why they're wearing those outfits that look like they're from Halloween, but whatever. You know, if they want to wear those outfits, they can wear those outfits. Shooting the guns in this game feel really, really good. Like, there are some games that when you shoot the gun, it just doesn't seem right. Turok nailed that. When you shoot the gun, you feel like you're shooting a powerful gun. And I really wanted to elaborate on that. Like, yeah, like I shot that guy in the stomach and he was like choking or something. I don't even know. It was weird. I almost fell there. Now, coming up, I do die, and I was going to restart the Let's Play and re-record it, but I figured you guys need to see what happens when Turok dies, because it's epic. And strafing left and right in this game is really fun, especially when enemies are shooting shit at you. It's pretty sweet. This level in particularly is really hard to remember where you're going. And I remember when I was doing this one, I could not remember where to go. Luckily, I didn't really run into any problems. But as you can see, like, the fog is so dense. And I keep getting shot by shit. And I really wish you got that red pulse rifle. That'd be cool. But you only get this weird green one. So this part up here, you don't have to do right now to beat the level, but if you miss one of the keys, you have to do the whole level over again to find the key again, which can be highly irritating. And at the time I recorded this, I was going to finish beating the game, so I figured I'd collect all the keys. But yeah, the key's at the very end here. Can this guy take any more bullets before he dies? Now, I've always thought when Turok held this above his head, I thought he was drinking out of something. Because that's what it kind of looks like. But it turns out all he's doing is holding it above his head. And I wasn't the only one that thought that. Because after watching a few reviewers, a lot of people said that too. So I didn't feel so weird. Took me forever to figure out that it was in the back that you go to get out of this area. Pulse rifle, the one I'm using right now, probably has to be one of my third favorite gun in the game. Okay, so this is what happens when Turok dies. He eats shit and falls to the ground, and these people just walk back and forth. And now you get this awesome line.
I am Turok.
I really want to meet the person that decided when he comes back, he has to say that, because that's brilliant. I love it. So, as I was saying before, you can use the left trigger and it does open a map, but I don't think I use it at all. But the map kind of looks like a stolen trade from Doom, because it's just a little outline of a map. It kind of helps, but not as much as you'd think it would, because it just, I don't know. At least it doesn't really help me. Now, because the fog is so dense here, it really just hides the fact that all you're doing is going up and around an area just to get to the other side to step on a switch. So it makes the fog does help make the areas look bigger than they really are. I have no idea why I decided to kill this guy. I guess I just wanted to kill him. I didn't really talk about it, but I guess it's kind of self-explanatory. Your health is down there on the bottom left, and so is your ammo. Ammo isn't too particularly hard to get in the game, and I only really put it on so I didn't have to worry about it when I was doing the Let's Play. But yeah, you could beat the game without cheating. It's not hard. But it can get hard, and it's mostly due to those stupid-ass platforming levels. And I don't really know what those things in the top right corner are, those little yellow triangles, but if you collect 100 of them, you get an extra Turok or extra life or whatever you want to call it. Look at these bitches trying me. Gotta get another one of these keys. Actually, no, I guess each level does give you the keys to 2 other levels. But I'm not sure if it gives you all the keys. Like, it might just give you, like, key 1 and 2 for level 5, and you have to go to, like, level 2 to find the third key to level 5. I think that might be how it works. But I'm pretty sure each level does give you enough keys to get into, like, one new level. And this guy just will not die. I could have got up there. I think if you're quick enough, you can jump to the top of them, or you might have to jump from the other side to get to them, but I didn't. So I remember, like, when Turok came out, they kind of marketed the hell out of this game. It was on. I remember seeing the advertisements on TV for it, and like I was saying before, I do own the comic books for this game, and the ones kind of even before the comic books. Also, there was action figures for it. I think there was one action figure for the first one, and then there was more action figures for the second one. But There's a lot of merchandise for Turok. This is the worst gun ever to try to aim at one person. And here we go with more platforming. And if you think this platforming is bad, you wait till you see the platforming at the end of this level that you have to do to get to the boss of the level, which is... I can't believe they even put it in the game. You don't actually have to hit the switch, you can just jump across. Now, one of the things that was kind of awkward about this one is if you look at the cartridge for this game, on the front, it's actually Joshua Firestone or Fireseed, one of them I can't remember. It's actually the same person, I can't remember the last name, but it's him on the front cover, whereas the main character of this game is Talset. And it's kind of weird that they put him on there instead of that, and I've always wondered why he is on that, but I've yet to find the answer. So if you know why he's on the front cover to that, I'd love to know, because it's bizarre to me. Talset is actually playable in another one of the Turok games. I forget which one. I think he's the main character of Turok Evolution, because that one's a prequel, I think. And that is a booby trap that just got me in the face. Yeah, I didn't even talk about the tech armor. So it's kind of like Doom, like when you get the extra armor in Doom. It's kind of what it is. It's not really much to talk about. So we see a save point over there. So like what that is, like the second one in the level we might have seen. If I die here, which I don't, but I could have, we'd have to do pretty much the whole level over. So I was taking a huge gamble just running through this. But I was like, listen, people don't want to see me do this and save. They want to see me do it the right way. So that's why I figured I'm just going to do it. I'm going to give the peeps what they want. So that's what I did. I'm showing you guys how it's done. Now, granted, I'm taking way too much credit for this. It is hard if you've never played the game, but it's not impossible. It's just irritating. And you can't actually keep jumping around, and there's like purple diamond things over there that you can get that give you, I think, 5 or 10 of his little yellow triangles that give you extra lives. But now we're going to be fighting a boss, which is technically the first one in the game. And if I would have played level 2, I have no idea who this guy is. It's probably written online, but the easiest way to kill this boss, strafing in one direction and shooting it. I'm still trying to figure out who's driving these trucks, because you'll see, like, after I beat one of the trucks, he comes out of nowhere. So like, I don't think he's actually in the truck. I think the truck is just being controlled by random people. See, and then he just comes out of nowhere shooting me with the pulse rifle. I do almost die here, and it's almost embarrassing. Now he's throwing flaming boomerangs at me. Kind of almost looks like he's taken from Contra or like Metal Slug. Yeah, he almost got me here, but he didn't. He kind of dies the same way Turok does. That's a good way to reuse that animation. So look at Turok. He's like, listen, you fucked with this and you got it. And you can pick that up, and then you have the pulse rifle, and you get the other key. This game overall is still pretty entertaining. I enjoyed playing it back in '97, and also now for this Let's Play review. Yes, it does have its problems, but none so big that make the game unplayable. Frustrating, but not unplayable. So, if you like first-person shooters with some exploration thrown in, I'd say check it out. The game only costs $10 on eBay as of September 2014, so you really don't have much to lose. Well, that about wraps up the first episode of Season 2. As always, I'm Evancho, and if you enjoyed watching this, you should subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the show on Twitter. All that information is in the description down below. Talk to you guys later. Peace. Warning, the following show contains strong language as well as heavily opinionated thoughts. If you're easily offended or cannot handle the opinions of others, you should close this video now. Hello, welcome to the very first episode of Season 2 of That Video Game Show. I'm Nick Evancho, and today I'm going to be playing Turok Dinosaur Hunter for the Nintendo 64, which was published by Acclaim and Iguana Entertainment. Yeah. They always keep this whole... Alright, so if you're watching this, you obviously know that I played this before and now I'm talking over it because I'm skilled, but I'm not that skilled that I can remember all this stuff and still talk over it. So this is like, I think, my third time recording this because I ran through the whole game. Well, not the whole game, like what I knew I was going to play for you guys, and then I came back to it. The reason why I put on all the weapons was so you guys could see them all, and I'll switch between every one of them throughout the entire playthrough. So if you guys wanted to see which, you've never played the game and you wanted to see which one of them's, you know, were really awesome and really cool. Personal favorite is the exploding shotgun shells, which is the automatic shotgun, and between this Gatling gun's pretty cool. But oh god, I guess I'm gonna get into some history on this game while you watch me do the often known as the Chronoceptor, a weapon so powerful that it was broken into 8 separate pieces and scattered to the distant corners of the Lost Land to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. The campaigner plans on using a focusing array to magnify the Chronoceptor's power, destroying the barrier that separates the Lost Land from the rest of the universe. Turok vows to find the Chronoceptor's 8 pieces and prevent the campaigner's scheme. Does the game tell you this? No. How did I find this? The internet. Mostly Wikipedia, but that's what I'm saying. Why is that not in the game? All it starts is a weird HUD thing, and we're just left to guess the storyline. I mean, maybe it was in the manual. I don't have the manual anymore, and anybody who's going to play this game now doesn't have the manual, so it's kind of pointless, but I digress. Awesome platforming, that is this game. Turok first appeared in books published by Western Publishing through licensee Dell Comics in December 1954. Valiant Comics received the series and published the first issue of their Turok series in '93. Video game publisher Acclaim Entertainment bought Valiant for $65 million in '94 and acquired Iguana Entertainment for $5 million a year later. Development of Turok commenced in 1996. While loosely based on the comic book, they wished to take the franchise in a more action-oriented direction, and it was originally conceived as a third-person action-adventure game like Super Mario 64, Crash Bandicoot, or Tomb Raider. The game's primary development platform was for the Nintendo 64, as it was stronger than computers at the time, but it was later ported to the PC as well. At the time, the game did not meet the holiday '96 release, but the developers were so impressed with the amount of pre-orders that they instead announced a sequel titled Turok Dinosaur. Little Turok killing the iguana dude in the beginning. It's pretty cool. And then we're set up with this really cool intro of Turok and his awesome bow, getting ready to shoot at his logo. Yeah, gotta love that. So I'm going to put some cheat codes on because, well, they're in the game, and nothing too hardcore, just unlimited ammo, infinite lives, and all weapons. Fun fact, if you hit reset, it actually keeps the cheat code, which I'll put in the description. I think it's like an abbreviation for on the 8th day God created Turok. It's weird, but it's cool. And we're just presented with a little bit of storyline, which I'll get into now. Alright, the story revolves around Talset, a warrior of Sequin descent on his quest to stop the campaigner, an evil overlord who seeks an ancient alien weapon